Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Jack and Glenn channel. Before you get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you don't miss any of our reviews. Today, I'm talking about right now, I'm talking about Ready to Love. Ready to Love. Tommy's Getaway, man, part number two. You know where we left off last time on the Getaway. We left off with LaRon, William, and Alonzo being up for elimination. They were up for elimination. And it was about time for somebody had to go home, right? Somebody had to go, whether it was going to be Alonzo, whether it was going to be LaRon, or whether it was going to be William. Somebody had to go home. And nonetheless, we get there and they finish it up. And the conversation is, and we know Own spoiled it for us last week. If you watched the commercial, Own spoiled who was going home. Own told us it was, and they did it again. They spoiled it again this week. You're like, stop cutting those promos where you spill everything, right? Like during the middle of the show, you cut a promo for what's happening next week. And I watched 2/3 of the show, and the promo that you cut tells me who's going to get eliminated before the elimination even happens. They did it 2 weeks last week, and they did it this week. But nonetheless, William goes home. William is eliminated. A lot of people, William said he's not. He mentioned that, he's sad that he had to go, but he understands, right? He understands that he had to go home. He didn't want to go home, but he thinks he was, he thinks he had connections and he was ready to love. William thought he had connections and he was ready to love. But hey, people was like, the girl starts differently, man. And Patrice took it hard, right? Patrice was upset. She was like distraught. It like the air had got sucked out of the room. She was upset that William had to go home. And I think she really had a strong connection with William, and she liked William. But I think also the fact of that William was a good guy, and he was the casualty for drama, right? Because of what LaRon stirred up and what LaRon put into place in the last episode with the whole text messages and phone calls. Hey, William was the guy that had to go home. LaRon's plan worked. I mean, you call it as you want to see it. He devised a plan. Said, you know what, I'm going to go down. I'm going to go down with gasoline draws on. I'm going to tell all the story. I'm going to spill people's secrets. I'm going to spill the beans. LaRon spilled the beans, and William got sent home, right? William got sent home. Tommy tell the guys, tell the women, they can breathe easy, relax, just a little bit, not for too long. But because the men are in charge, and this week the men will be talking about test and vulnerability, right? Trust and vulnerability. And the men are in charge. And the men has, got some decisions to make, right? You got some beautiful women there, and a lot of men got some connections, and you had to make some decisions about what was going on, right? Chaz, when the men sit there and talk and have a conversation, Chaz thought he was going to be the one on the chopping block, right? Chaz said, I thought I was going to be the one on the chopping block. I didn't think William would go home. I thought it would be me because I'm dealing with 4 women, right? I have 4 women. I don't know how they feel, how they was, how what they're thinking about me. He has to make a decision, but he ain't ready to make that decision, right? Chaz mentioned that it is a lot, right? I don't do this on a regular basis. I don't deal with a whole bunch of different women. I believe him. I don't think he deals with 4, 5, 6, 7 different women, or in this case, 4 women at a time. I mean, most guys don't, right? He don't know how to joke with these. And if they do, these women are not that close. They don't know each other. They're not friendly. They're all not friendly. In this case, all the women know each other. All the women are friendly. And Chaz is like, hey, I'm struggling with this. Right? Then we see a scene where Justin talks to Rashina, right? And I thought this was like a grown person scene, right? He tells Rashina that, that him and Mika has been kicking it and they have a great connection here lately. And Rashina mentioned that she's okay with it, right? She understands the process. She wasn't mad. She wasn't upset. Rashina said, look, I'm a big girl, right? Basically, I'm a big girl. I understand the process. I understand what's going on. I understand this, and you and Mika have a better connection. I ain't blind. I see it, right? And she said, I wish you guys well in your relationship. I wish y'all guys do well. She said, I still got my connection with Chaz. I still have my connection with Chaz, but we still cool. We still friends. Remember, Justin was the first one that she really met, or they went on the first date when Justin was on the show. And they had when Justin came to the show, and they hit it off real well. So they hit it off well. And so it's only time will tell what else happens with them. But grown folks conversation, right? Nobody's mad, nobody upset. I can say this about some people on this cast, that they are handling some business, right? They're doing some things well. Nobody's getting upset, nobody's fighting, nobody's bickering. Like they're really perceiving the conversation and taking things to the next level, right? Then we see a deep conversation between Chaz and Vanessa, right? Vanessa tells Chaz that, it seemed like you're making your rounds, like you haven't even talked to me today. You haven't spent time with me. You haven't interacted with me. You haven't engaged with me. We haven't even conversed, right? I always like Chaz's body language, what he does when he's talking to the women. He pays his undivided attention. He's holding hands, right? He's connecting with them. He's giving them a sense of security, a sense of relaxation. And so he's having that moment with Vanessa, and she goes in and says, look, it's about 7 o'clock. Chaz like, it's about 7 o'clock. So, yeah, I know it's 7 o'clock. You haven't talked to me all day. You talked to everybody else. You spent time with that person. You spent time with every woman. And now you're trying to give me time. Vanessa's like, what about me, right? Basically, she was like, what about me? If I'm supposed to be your top connection, if I'm supposed to be your top person, and I'm not blaming her, right? I get where she's at, right? If I'm your person, I'm your connection. If I'm your number one, right? I need to be put in number one. Make me priority. Don't make me seem like I'm second fiddle. And here she like you done talked to everybody else, and now you made your rounds back to me, and I feel like I'm the fourth wheel, right? I feel like I'm the last wheel on the back of the passenger side, and you get to talk to me now. And that's what she was telling him, like, yo, I don't want to feel like this. I want to be what we were prior to the vacation, prior to the weekend. You had conversation, we conversed. I rode with you down here in the front seat, right? I was the one in the front seat. I was your passenger princess at this time. We were having conversation. We were conversing. We was doing good. Get here, and I'm not getting your attention. I'm not getting your respect and love. You're showing other people attention. I don't know if she knew about the strawberry with Rashina. I don't know if she knew about the kiss with Rashina. Chaz was moving in a mad type of way, and now he's frustrated because everybody wants his attention. Bruh, you brought it on yourself. As he said, I'm skip ahead a little bit. As he said when he was in the lounge with Tommy, I came to the weekend with 3 people. I ended up with 4, but I thought I would be able to get down to 1 or 2. You could have self-eliminated, not to eliminate yourself, but you could have eliminated women in the process. Oh, yes, you know what? Patrice, it's not going well. Boom, boom, boom. All right, I got too many connections. Vanessa, it's not going well. Da 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 da. He could have said, Mika, it's not going well. Boom, 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 boom. He could have knocked some of the women out, but he chose not to. So the stress that he's talking about he brought the stress on himself. Ain't nobody bring Chaz stress. Chaz brought the stress on himself because Chaz wanted to be playboy. He wanted to be the player. He wanted to be the person that I want to keep his options open. At this point of the process, you should be dwindling down options. You shouldn't be keeping options open. And Chaz kept his options open, and he should have started. Look, you got your 1 and 2 at this point. Hey, who's my 1 and 2? Okay, you know what? Mika is not going to work out. You got kids. I don't want any more kids. You got kids. You don't want any more kids. Boom, I eliminate Mika. All right, boom. Patrice, I appreciate that you like me. It may be a little too late. I'm gonna will it down to these 2 girls. Now I got Rashina and I got Vanessa. Hey, I'm down. Boom. You whittle it down to 2, right? Chaz wasn't willing to do that, and so now the pressure he's feeling is not because of the women. The pressure he's feeling is because of him. I blame him for the pressure that he's feeling. Now, the Vanessa being forthright and being honest and being talkative and saying, hey, this is how I feel. I'm not mad at her. Tell them how you feel, son. Tell them how you feel. Let them know, hey, I want to be priority. Because if you can't be priority, what are we doing, right? If I can't be number one, if I can't be in top of your relationship, if you have to wait till 7 o'clock in the night and we're in the same house, the same vicinity, the same place, and you got to wait till 7 o'clock at night for me to get some time, like I've been up for 11 hours. I've been up for 11 hours, right? And you still haven't found the space or time to talk to me. There's a problem with that. Y'all may not see there's a problem. There's a problem. 11 hours, we're in the same house and we haven't spoken, right? You haven't made no type of attempt to connect with me or be with me. Big problem, right? So I get her point on that. That's a big problem there, right? It is. We're supposed to be connected. You're supposed to send me a good morning text. You're supposed to say, hey, how you doing? Hey, can we meet for lunch? Can we meet for this? Hey, I'm going downstairs to cook breakfast. I'm going downstairs to work out. I'm going to take a walk on the dock. Do you want to come? He could have did anything or any of those things he could have done to help alleviate some of alleviate her from being anxious, alleviate her for being some of her insecurities wrapping up, or made her feel more comfortable with the relationship. All right. So after they had a conversation, man, it kind of pissed Chaz off. He gets mad, right? He storms away from the conversation, walk past Rashina and Maya, And then they're like, what's going on with Chaz? And Vanessa was like, yo, we had a conversation. And the conversation didn't go the way that he wanted to go. He's talking about he feeling overwhelmed. He feel like there's a lot going on. And Chaz basically, she said she feel like Chaz is gaslighting her. Or maybe just her, right? It's a little bit of both. I think he's gaslighting her, but I think it's also her, right? Just a little bit, not much. But again, she understands what she needs in a relationship. If he ain't giving it, it's time to move on. All right? If they're not giving what you need in a relationship, especially when you're not married, you're dating or in game shows, move on. If he ain't giving you attention, roll out. All right. But the girls picked her up, got her confidence back, and Vanessa like, you know what? You're right. He does need to make a choice. It's on him. He needs to make a decision. The ball is always in his court. It's on him. You guys made your decision. Y'all want Chaz. He has to make his. All right. Then we see Justin, right? Justin's not feeling good. He's feeling a little sick. And Mika's back there. Mika's there to help him get healthy. Mika's there to rub his back, give him some Gatorade, to ask him if he's okay. And they able to spend time together. You can see the genuine care that Mika has. That motherly nature came out in Mika, right? Where she's willing to take care of Justin. I think I like this couple, and Justin was smooth at the time. He's like, yo, can I come back to your room later? Like, can we hang out later? Can we do this thing later? Can we maneuver later? Can we watch maybe a movie together later? And so Justin is, working his movie for Patrice, right? He wants to hang out with her, which is good, which is fine. I think the conversation is good. You can see the genuine like between the two. We move on. And then we see the crab boy, right? Crawfish boy. Yo, LaRon and food, right? He said, I can eat all night long. I can eat these. LaRon loves some, he loves crawfish. And so everybody's sitting down eating, and they mentioned about Patrice and Chaz, right? Notice they're not there. Patrice went to her room because of the Williams situation and had to get herself together. All right? Had to get herself together. She was feeling some type of way. She felt her feelings. She was in emotion. She was feeling, and there's nothing wrong with that. All right. So that she went to her room, but then she gets herself together. She realized Chaz ain't there. Chaz in his room packing his bags. Chaz is like, yo, I got to go. I can't deal with this. It's too much. It's a lot of stress. And and you can hear in his voice that he's hurt. He's being vulnerable. He's letting his walls come down a little bit, right? He's telling everybody, look, this is what's going on. I'm telling Patrice, this is what's going on. She said they're praying, touching and agreeing that the Lord will change some things, touching and agreeing that things will filter out and maneuver in. And she's touching there, and so she talks to him. Chaz, next thing we see Chaz hop in his car and roll out. In my mind, I'm thinking like, yo, there's some people that rode with you, right? Like, there's some people that rode up here with you. Like Vanessa rode up here with you. I think LaRon was in the car. Somebody else. I was like, yo, at least give him, if I want to leave, at least give them a common courtesy. Yo, I gotta find a ride home. Like, yo, I'm leaving, right? Say something to them. He balled out and left, right? Without talking to anybody. Now, this is what we saw. I only can go by what I saw. Said he rolled out and didn't say anything to anybody. Patrice comes out to tell Chaz. She told everybody else that Chaz has left. And at that point, people felt sad. They're like, did he leave the process or did he just leave to go home for the weekend? And we're coming to realize that he had just left to go home for the weekend. He didn't leave the process. He needed some time to think. He needed some time to air out. He needed some time to breathe. He needed some time to relax. He needed some time to himself to get his mind right. And true LaRon fashion, so LaRon like, yo, we can't do this. We can't be in a funeral type mood. We need to go turn up. LaRon gets everybody to turn up. Everybody's in there partying, twerking, doing the thing, and they really genuinely enjoy themselves. Alonzo puts his skates on, and all I can think of, like, don't mess these people floor up. You got these skates on, skating in the house. I can hear my mother now. Boy, you don't take that crap outside. Take them skates off in the house. But anyway, he out there with the skates, and I'm thinking, man, don't mess the floor up. But they had a good time. Then we go back. Everybody leaves. Everybody leaves, and we see they watch the fireworks on the deck or on the lake, and the fireworks are flying around. And a great moment, right? You starting to see where couples are matched up at a little bit. You see LaRon and Maya. You see Alonzo and Patrice, because she's like, Chaz is gone, so Alonzo's my man now, right? So you start to see where things start to take form and take shape with these couples, right? They start to plan out. Then you see LaRon. LaRon said, hey, LaRon and Maya sit on the couch and watch a movie. She had her night little black pajamas on. And LaRon said in his video, he said, yo, if Cole had not left, if William had not left, then him and Maya may not have been together. So he keeps saying Cole was his number one. Cole was his ride or die. He was going to lock in on Cole and stay with Cole Shear the whole ride through. And I think Maya would have stayed in on William the whole time through. But LaRon threw that monkey Richard the plan. William got out Cole. LaRon got out Maya. LaRon got out William. Boom. There you have it. The relationship between LaRon and Maya. So they bundled up on the couch, making a Netflix and chill. You see Alonzo and Patrice. He comes in there with some snacks and like, yo, can we snuggle? Right? And she feeling a little attracted to him. They have a little snuggle date. They snuggle up a little bit and relax. And you see Justin and Mika in the bed together, snuggling up, having a little kissy, huggy session, right? Kissing, smooching, laughing, giggling. Put the cameraman out, close the door, and they continue to laugh and giggle. They're grown folks. Do what you do, right? Do what you do. Laugh and giggle, have a good time. And so you start, like I said, you start to see them pair up. Everything's taking shape and form. Next morning, we see Justin comes down and he talks to Rashina. He said, like, we may not be in a relationship anymore, or we may not be here for love with each other, but he said, I still see her as a friend. I know she was hurt because Chaz left. Rashina was hurt because Chaz left because Chaz didn't say anything to her. He said something to Patrice, and I'm sitting here like, yeah, but you didn't go check on dude, right? That we saw. Maybe you did go check on him. He didn't say anything. So again, how would he come to you and say, by the way, I'm leaving. I ain't feeling good. If you knew there was a genuine concern about Chaz, in my opinion, Rashida should have went and checked on Chaz. If you think there's a concern about a person on here with issue, don't wait for them to come to you. You go to the patient, right? You go to the person. You go to the person that's there. So she should have went to him and had that conversation. But she felt some type of way that he didn't say anything. And he broke down and cried. She's like, Chaz, my connection. We had a connection. With Lonzo gone now, all right, she's down to one. She's down to Chaz. And we got to figure out where Chaz is at. If Chaz ain't where he's supposed to be, if Chaz not connected to it, then she knows she got to go home because the rest of the men is not. She has those type of connection she has. We see LaRon. LaRon is my man. He said he finally gets to go on a first date with Maya, right? Him and Maya actually gets on to go on a first date. He was like, yo, I'm relieved. There's a date, right, where nobody in the house, they can go and interact and enjoy each other. So LaRon's coming with flowers. He brings flowers with Maya. She said, oh, beautiful flowers. He said, yeah, I got him the color the dress you wore the first time we met. Hey, bro, I ain't knocking him, man. Bruh's like, yo, he's throwing it on. He said, I can't be romantic, right? Whichever romantic is, he's still funny. He's still himself. He's showing kindness. He's listening to her. He's been attentive. And he said, you know what? I'm going to be what I need to be in order for this relationship. I think he's all locked in. I don't think it's for TV. I think he's locked in. I think he's locked into Maya. She likes it. And she said our lifestyles align, right? They got to both like their lifestyles. They work hard. They play hard. They want to enjoy each other's company. Maya really enjoyed the date with LaRon. They definitely really enjoyed the date. He asked her what you want. She's like, I want the picket fence. I want the relationship dream. I want the 2.5 kids, the picket fence, all that. That's what she's doing with LaRon. So he wants that as well. So he wants to be able to be a father. He wants to be able to have a good situation. Right? Maya was like, God, I hope God give me a sign. Or I pray to God that he sent somebody. And LaRon said, am I the sign that God sent? And she was like, yeah, he was happy, that they do align. They do have a good relationship and things kind of are working things out for LaRon. Then we see Alonzo and Patrice go on a bungee fitness date, which I thought was pretty interesting. When I saw this, I'm like, this is pretty fun. All right, you get hooked, connected to bungee cords, and you just work out different workouts. You do you do jumps, you do skips, you do plyometrics, you do different things of that nature. You do burpees, right? Patrice said she screamed the whole time, just scared that she was going to hit the floor. Face was going to hit the floor. But again, it was something different. And in this relationship, these guys have fun. They have fun together. They laugh together. They play together. And I think that's what she likes about Alonzo, that he has fun. There's never a dull moment, right? You can't sit still. So if you want to, and so we'll see how that plays out because she enjoying his company. He asked her later on in the date, he mentions, again, it's about being vulnerable. Alonzo was vulnerable here. Alonzo told us that, look, I knew my father, but I didn't really get a chance to know him because he was sick. And by the time I was getting to know him, he died. And she I was check up health. I think it was talking about prostate or colon cancer, one of the two. I missed what it was talking about why his father passed. I don't want to speculate. But he was like, and Patrice was like, yeah, I believe in preventive measures when it comes to your health, preventive measures being checked up, to have checkups and things of that nature. So they had a good conversation. He said this. He asked her, finally, he said, "I'm falling in love. Does falling in love scare you?" And she's like, "Nah, not really." He said, "How about falling in love with me?" And she said, it will be easy to fall in love with him and she wouldn't be scared. This connection has grown since day one. I know she left her option open for Chaz, but I think Chaz is making a picture by him leaving has made the picture easier for most people, right? He put himself out of the situation, and now Patrice can go ahead and just focus on Alonzo. Mika could go ahead and focus on Justin, right? Vanessa has nobody. And Rashina has nobody. So with Chaz being gone is making things more clear for some of these couples, right? Right. Laurent, Tommy, they meet with Tommy. The men would meet with Tommy, and Laurent said, I feel safe with Maya. She said, I feel safe with Maya, and we want to move this thing a little bit further. He feels very safe. Justin said he feels safe for Patrice. Laurent says Vanessa, and Alonzo said Rashina. These are people that they don't like, right? Justin said he's not connected to Patrice. Laurent said he's not connected to Vanessa, and Alonzo said he's not connected to Rashina. And so we got Chaz there who's making a decision. Chaz tells Tommy, look, man, I had to leave the weekend, and I had to leave because I needed to get myself right. I've never dated 4 women before. It's a lot going on. There's a struggle within me. And Tommy said, I get it. I understand that the process could be a lot, but you know what? You're going to be the one. You're going to make a decision. I know you had a connection with Rashina. You're going to make a decision. Either Rashina is ready to love or she's not ready to love. But you got to take her out and you got to make a decision on which way it is. I'm saying, like, okay, man, which way Chaz is going? Which way does Chaz go here, right? Does Chaz go the nice way? Does he go the will he be able to pull the trigger? And plus, Rashina wanted to talk to him anyway, right? She wanted to have a conversation with him. So they get to the dinner, and they starting to talk. They're starting to converse. And she's like, what's going on? I feel some weird vibes. I text you. We haven't really talked on the phone. Like, what's going on? And I guess she can feel the vibe. Like, you know what? Chaz is bringing me out. It's not natural. It's not organic. Something's going on. They're going to eliminate me. They're going to get rid of me. And she came in on 10. I get it. She came in on 10. She came in with her guards up. She was well guarded. Chaz was right. She was guarded and she was on 10. And it had to come to time where she needed to let her guards down. She like, look. He asked her about the rest of the weekend. She wanted to see, she wanted to meet up, right? She wanted to meet up and say, look, let's have a safe place. Let's talk. Let's converse. Let's see how we feel about each other. She wasn't having it at this time. She wanted Chaz to notify her or talk to her while he left, right? He didn't talk to nobody. He probably drove home in silence. So she thought she should get her own personal invitation or personal response to Chaz. He wasn't feeling it that way. And so she's upset, right? She didn't know what she wanted. She didn't like that from Chaz. From what Chaz showed her, she didn't like that he was just when the side of trouble came, that he hopped up and rolled out. That he didn't try to work through the process. He didn't try to work through the issue. He didn't try to do any of that. So Chaz tells her, look, we're here. I got something to talk to you about. And she wouldn't give him my man word edgewise, right? As he's talking, she's like, let me finish my thought. And then as she finishes her thoughts, he was like, well, let me see what I need to say. And she's like, no, you ain't. Basically, she don't want him to tell her, you're not ready to love. I know she was going to self-eliminate herself. I get it. That's what she says. Y'all tell me whether you believe it or not, whether she can self-eliminate. I thought Chaz was going to save the relationship. I thought Chaz wasn't going to send her home. I thought Chaz was going to make decisions. You know what? You are ready to love, and she not go anywhere. That was my opinion. I thought she wasn't going to go anywhere unless he had got instructions that she has to go. Because at this point, it's only 4 guys, and you have 6 women. So 5 women. So somebody had to go. Whittle it down. So she tells Chaz, I'm self-eliminating. He was like, what? Like, what are you self-eliminating for? Because, again, he's her only match. There's nobody else that's there, right? As I mentioned, her other match was Alonzo, but then, no, right? It was Justin, but Justin got Mika now, right? Justin's with Mika. They done bond up. They bund up. They cool. And now, you get Chaz, who has multiple women. He still has Vanessa. He still has Mika, right? So, again, with Rashina leaving, it just put some pressure on Chaz to make a decision. Like, you got to do some things, right? Because you got to make a decision. Mika ain't going nowhere from Justin, right? No, never, right? Maya was never in the discussion for Chaz, right? So that was never an option there. And the Patrice, she might be an option, but her and Alonzo are rocking too tight, so you never know that. Never know what goes on in that situation. So Chaz, again, had to eliminate Rashina, but Rashina eliminated herself, and she wanted to save face. And plus, she wasn't feeling it anymore. She wasn't having fun. Right? I think that connection that she had, when it went down and went away, it became like, you know what, do I want to be here? And to see Chaz act the way he did, he's too emotional. Basically, what I thought she was saying, y'all tell me, I thought she was saying he's too emotional. Like, kind of at least talk to us. Like, ask for help. Try to get some things together. It doesn't have to always be XYZ person. I'm here for you. And I think that's what it genuinely is. I think generally, I think a lot of women, these women like Chaz, and meet Chaz, cater to Chaz, and Chaz doesn't know how to handle it. He doesn't know how to handle it, and didn't know how to handle Rashina at the table. Rashina eliminated. It's really Rashina's gone, and then we down to 4. Right? We down to Maya. We down to Mika. We down to Vanessa. All right, we down to Patrice, and we down to Alonzo. We down to LaRon. Down to Chaz, and we're down to Alonzo. So there we go. There we have it. The Final 4 has been set as we go into March Madness, right? Has been set. We'll see how it pans out next week. We'll see which OWN gave us. Again, back to my point earlier. OWN, in the middle of the show, they gives us a promo of talking about they meet the families, and they show the 4 people who are going to be meeting families. I looked over and told my wife, I said, Jack, Rashina going home. She's like, how you know? I said, because they just showed another promo. And doesn't have Rashina in it. Have to do better. All right, have to do better. Have to do better. Hey, leave your thoughts. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. What did you thought about this episode of Rank to Love? Make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit that bell notification. If you're new here, we're great. We have great content on different shows. Married at First Sight, Ready to Love. Love is Blind. We just here to talk. We're here to discuss relationship stuff. So again, if you've been here for about the 27, 28 minutes of this video and you're not connected to this channel, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell notification. If you're subscribed already, do us a favor, up your ante. Join the membership. It's only $1, right? Join the membership, $1, so we continue to show you support, right? Show you support. Once again, we appreciate you guys. Thanks for rocking with us. Ready to Love. Check it out and leave a comment in the comment section below. Peace.